she's not drawn to your sensitivity and emotions. She's only drawn to your strength. I've dealt with like a handful of guys that, broke up with their girls, or their girls dumped them, and now they're trying to get them back. They're in the process of trying to get them back. And they're trying to get them back by, confessing how much they care about them, writing long poetry letters, sending Lord of the Rings text messages, explaining every single detail of every single action they did, and chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing. And they just have completely, destroyed their ability to get back with these women. And a lot of these guys, their problem really lies in their upbringing. They watch a lot of Disney movies, they watch sitcoms, they watch Netflix shows, and they're always trying to portray this, this blueprint of what women want and what women want and what women want. But none of that stuff actually works. What women react to is usually completely different. It's funny, for 90% of the guys that contact me, they're too emotionally available to their women, and now the women don't want to talk to them. And 90% of the women that contact me are obsessing over a guy who's emotionally unavailable and are trying to get him to open up. And it's just like, it's literally the same percentage. And what it kind of comes down to is that women are always going to be drawn to the strongest man, right? Strength is how you can draw the woman back into your life. When a breakup happens and you are like, oh, okay, that's cool, I wish you the best, and thank you for everything, and you just kind of just go on with your life, women cannot metabolize this. You know what I mean? Women cannot metabolize the fact that, what, he doesn't care anymore? He doesn't care anymore? Now all those, all those actions and behaviors that you had done, during the relationship, that maybe gave her the ick and made her feel like, oh, this guy likes me too much. Oh, this guy's pussy whipped. I control this guy. He's weak for me. This guy's too available. If you were responding to texts in a timely manner, out of respect and just out of care, a lot of times women take that the wrong way. She starts thinking about all those times that she undermined you as, being weak and being beta. And now she wonders, was that game? Was he trying to manipulate me? Did he actually feel like that? And this is how the obsession starts. Because when they start to doubt the past, now they start to kind of watch, and they need answers. They need resolutions. So they start to watch you and they want to see what you're doing. And if you're over there, posting sad songs, what I'm trying to say, these reels about, I gave you my heart and then you hurt me, like all this kind of shit, all it does is make the woman feel like, oh, okay, I still have him if I want him. It doesn't create the urgency that you're seeking, right? The right move on the chessboard is to act indifferent. The right move on the chessboard is to not let, her, if she's stalking you, know what you're feeling. And if you are posting things, it should always be you moving on with your life, leveling up in your life. You don't want to make it too obvious, because then it looks like a performance. You want it to be grounded and authentic. But, there are activities that if you start to do after the breakup, that she will associate you with being strong, being focused. You know what I mean? Instead of her feeling like during the relationship, she was the center of your life, now she starts to think like, oh no, like this guy, he still has his life under control. He just actually genuinely liked me. And a lot of guys have to practice that role of strength, because a lot of guys, after I made that video about how broken women test and how healthy women test, there were guys like, what are these tests? Like, can you talk about these tests? And it's not so much that you have to know what each test is and how to pass them. Like, I might make 5-7 videos because it's going to take an hour to go through all the tests, that women do. But the core fundamental purposes of the test is to test your ability to be emotionally unbothered. Meaning that if she, posts a bikini picture online right after you break up, that you're not going to get jealous. You know what I'm trying to say? If she starts replying late to your text messages, you're not going to get insecure thinking she doesn't like you anymore and start double texting and start going to her being like, what is it? You don't like me anymore? Why are you acting indifferent, right? She's doing all these things to see if you can become emotionally reactive. And when you're attached, you become more emotionally reactive. Your goal is to be detached. Your ultimate goal is to be indifferent, right? But it's hard to be indifferent to a woman that you actually like. The best you can do is be detached, right? Meaning that, like, I love this girl, I like this girl, I want to be with this girl, but if it's not meant to be, all the best, I'll go on with my life. That is detachment. Attachment is, no, I can't let her go. She's my soulmate. Putting all these labels and holding on to it. And no. This is the one. This is being attached, where, like, you can't live your life without this person. You can't see a good, stable future for yourself without this woman. You never want to be that. If you pay attention to your past, the girls you didn't like were never headaches for you. They always treated you the best. It was always the ones you actually cared about that were headaches, that gave you stress. That's because the ones you actually cared about, you became attached to. The ones you didn't care about, you were detached, or even better, indifferent. Indifferent is the ultimate, but when you're indifferent, not only are you kind of more attractive to women because they can't figure you out and they chase that validation more from you because you're not giving it as easily as everybody else, but indifference, to me, it's kind of hard to have indifference when you actually really care about a girl. Indifference is like, the girl you like just got fucked last night and it makes no difference to you. There probably is a girl that you know or have known in the past that you probably were like, oh, if she got fucked on Monday, it's like, well, if I meet up with her on Friday or Saturday, fuck her, like, it's all good. You know what I'm trying to say? Whereas a girl you really like, you'd be like, you got fucked? I'm not interested in it. It would ruin the appeal of the woman because you have attachment to it. So the answer to pass, a female's shit test and stuff like that is to kind of just be in a role of detachment or indifference. And understanding that your fulfillment in life does not rely on that girl. She is a bonus to your life. Whether you have her or not, it's like, if you come along, great. If you don't come along, my life is still going to be great. And if you can really embody that and be authentic with it, you will naturally pass tests, right? You will naturally pass tests, because if she does cross the line of disrespect, you're not going to emotionally react to it. You're just going to be like, oh, she's like that? Yeah, screw it. I'm going to go meet up with this. I'm going to go look for something else. And then the woman's like, oh no, they kind of start to become reactive to you. And women are very intuitive, and they know when you're attached and when you're not detached. They're very, very intuitive about it. That's why, like, the moment you start liking a girl, from that moment, the behavior changes in the woman, right? She knows it from that instinct. You know what I mean? And I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been watching my movies. I don't know what happened, but some people probably got offended by some of the stuff I said, and now I'm having some issues with it showing up in the For You page. But guys, just like and support if you can. So hopefully it's just a soft shadow ban. Once again, if you guys have any questions, reach out to me. I'm answering DMs. Nav Sultan, Sultanic Thoughts. Follow, like, and watch another one. Peace.